What's going on, everybody? It's Couz. Welcome to my Couz's Corner live stream. This is a kind of a last-minute pop-up live stream. Decided I want to get on here and talk a minute about this new recruit West Virginia football just got today. It's got Kentucky fans crying. West Virginia has just got a verbal commitment from three-star defensive back recruit Cameron Calhoun out of Cincinnati, Ohio. 24/7 Sports had him as a 100% lock, basically, to go to Kentucky. So when he made the decision to choose West Virginia, Kentucky fans were not happy about it. And needless to say, they're on Twitter expressing their frustrations. And I'm sorry about the background noise. I'm in a hotel room, and the TV just came on out of the blue. Really weird. I promise I didn't turn it on. But anyway, I'm going to, right now, for those of you who haven't had a chance to see it, I'm going to play the tweet. I'm going to put the tweet up on the screen that it's got, for those of you who haven't, now I got to turn the volume, I've got to mute it because there was music with this tweet, but I can't play it for copyright reasons, so I've muted it, but you can still see the tweet. This is a tweet that's got Kentucky fans all up in arms. Just putting it on the screen right now. So he pretty much teased them a little bit there, or a lot there, I should say. And then the last minute, boom, committed to West Virginia. And Kentucky fans did not see that coming. So needless to say, yeah, Joey, me too, buddy. Mountaineer, I will touch on that in just a second. The basketball recruits, I do plan on touching on that before the end of the live stream. So don't go anywhere. And if you do have to jump off before I do it, it'll be up for you to check out later. And you know what? That's exactly what I said, Michael. And I don't want to say they stole Oscar, but you know what? They got a recruit from us. Now we're getting one from them. I don't know why they're crying about it, but I'm gonna read you guys some of the tweets. I tried to do a video on this earlier, and I couldn't get it to edit right because I was trying to make sure I was able to show the tweet because I don't think it did it justice without showing the tweet. But the best way to do that was to do a live stream. But I'm gonna read you guys some of the comments under this young man's tweet from some of these crazy Kentucky fans. I know a lot of Kentucky fans, and some of them are really cool people. But some of these are ridiculous. One says, Nick Wallace said, dude thought it was a flex to fake out a top 20 team only to commit to a poverty Big 12 school, LMAO. First of all, I've got the data right here. You want to compare Kentucky and West Virginia historically as a football program? We're going to do that right now. Win percentage all time. Kentucky, 50%. They've only won half their games, just barely over half their games. West Virginia all-time win percentage, 60%. Conference titles, Kentucky, 2. West Virginia, 15. And heck, we weren't even in a conference for a long time. Bowl games, Kentucky, 21. West Virginia, 39. Total wins as a program, Kentucky, 638. West Virginia, 769. So we have 131 more wins than them. Now, their fans go on here and talk about how they apparently have us in the head-to-head record, and they do have one national championship from like 1950. But to compare West Virginia and Kentucky as football programs is an absolute joke, in my opinion. Kentucky wasn't even on the map until the last 5-6 years, maybe, for the most part. I mean, they had a few good years here and there back in the day, I guess, when they had Hal Mummy, maybe. But for the most part, man, they've been a dumpster fire of a program. And their fans get on here and talk pure. And here's what's even funny: not only do they talk trash about our program, they talk trash about us. I'm gonna find this one. I mean, they're from Kentucky. Kentucky and West Virginia are basically the same freaking state, just with a different name. I mean, we're both known for coal mining. We're both in the Appalachian region. We both get made fun of by people from around the country for for being poor or whatever. Listen to this by a guy named Jim Sullivan. This guy's a knucklehead. We lost a kid to West Virginia, the armpit of the United States, ? Wow, nicely done, Vinny Morrow. A Kentucky fan calling West Virginia the armpit of the United States. I mean, my gosh. Has anyone and look, I have nothing against the state of Kentucky, but these idiot fans don't know anything. I mean, like I said, Kentucky, West Virginia basically share the same culture. You won't find two states that are that much more similar. Once you get west of Lexington, Kentucky changes some. I get it, but man, East Kentucky and West Virginia are, by God, just about the same. If I didn't see a sign that said you're now entering Kentucky, I wouldn't know the difference. So I think it's hilarious. I hope this kid signs on the dotted line just to make their pain even more severe. And we do need depth at the defensive back position. That's no lie. So, I'd like to keep him. And he's from Ohio, which we know produces a lot of talent. And another thing Kentucky fans are mad is apparently most of their coaching staff's from Ohio, and they're upset that they couldn't nail this kid down, which makes this even more special. I mean, they're so butthurt about this. I can't believe how butthurt they are over and no offense to the kid, but a 3-star recruit. And they are like, and what's else is so funny is their fans are talking about their program like they're a juggernaut or something, man. It's so funny. They've had one 10-win season. And they think they're a juggernaut. I mean, at least West Virginia fans are realistic, man. We know where our team sits for the most part. We know we're not a blue blood program. I mean, that's, it is what it is, but they get on here and act like there's some sort of juggernaut. Oh, geez. But yeah, another basketball school, Joey. You're right. Where's the insult at, Joey? Apparently you blocked it. I didn't see it. John Waffle Pit has national titles in the 30s, dummy. Oh, it's hidden. Okay. Yeah, no personal attacks, guys. I don't mind a little trash talk, but just don't make it personal, please. But yeah, it's and by the way, guys, hit that like button if you don't care. For those of you who are on here, hit the like. Get this shared out to more people. I haven't been able to do as many live streams as I'd like to, guys, because my wife has now changed shifts. She used to work evening shift a lot, so I had pretty much the evenings. My kids were at home, but they're all old enough. They hardly leave their rooms now. They're teenagers. If any of you who've had teenagers, you understand what I'm talking about. But so I could do live streams in the evenings. Well, now she's working day shift and she's home in the evenings. Well, the studio where I do my videos, my home office / studio, is in the same part of the house as our TV room in the basement. And she likes to go down there and watch TV a lot. So I don't like disturbing her when she's been home, been at work all day, working hard. So I let her have her time. So hopefully, and two, once it's, it's the off season, so I'm not really that as worried about it. But once the season starts back up, I'm going to try to do more regular live streams. But I thought, you know what? I'm sitting here in a hotel room, not much else to do. Let's hop on here and do a live stream. So, but anyway, I just thought it was hilarious that how the Kentucky fans are. I encourage you guys to go to Cameron. His name's Cameron Calhoun. I encourage you to go to his Twitter account, read the comments underneath. Man, it'll make you laugh. I love the conversation going back and forth in the chat, guys. It's cool. Keep it up. That also draws attention to the live stream. And like I said, hit the like button, please. And if anybody wants to drop a super chat and make sure I see it, you can do that too. If you want me to read your chat out loud. And somebody asked about the basketball commits. So I want to touch on that a minute. I've kind of been neglecting to do that. Just to fill you guys in, I like to be completely honest with my listeners, my watchers. I started doing more and more basketball videos, guys, and it was screwing up my channel in a little bit. Joey, it's I'll type it in for you. That's the kid's name, Cameron Calhoun. But anyway, I was starting to do some different types of videos, and I was starting to do more basketball videos, and it was messing up. The way YouTube works is that there's a YouTube algorithm, and the way the YouTube algorithm does, when you do videos on a specific topic, it'll promote your videos to people who like that kind of video. So, it'll promote, for example, for me, it would promote my video to West Virginia fans and college football fans, right? Well, if you do a college basketball video, it doesn't, it confuses. Hey, thanks, Joey. I appreciate that. Thanks, Joey, for the $10 super chat. Says he's laid the gauntlet down, guys. He's laid down the super chat challenge. That's hard to say. It's a tongue twister. Support the live shows, everyone. I think our chances of landing JT Daniels are pretty dang good, to be honest. Apparently, the reports about him visiting campus this past weekend were not accurate, as we thought. The outlet who reported that was apparently wrong. I heard Tony Caridi, the voice of the Mountaineers, say that he's supposed to visit sometime in April. So maybe he comes to the spring game. I don't know. I don't know what his plan is, but I'm sure we will find out at some point. I didn't hear about Nico. I knew somebody threw interceptions because I heard Mumu Ben Wad had 2 picks at practice. I'll be honest with you, Brent. And Brent Jones, by the way, thanks for the membership, brother. Brent Jones is a member of Couz's Corner. If you guys want to become a member, you get cool emojis you can use when you're writing comments. I've got a Ric Flair emoji that says "woo." I've got a Nico Marchiol emoji. I've got a transfer portal emoji, and just a regular flying WV emoji that you can use when doing your comments and stuff on my videos and in my live streams. But I just don't see Nico starting, man. He's a true freshman. It's really, really hard and really rare for true freshmen. I mean, even Pat White was not a true freshman. He was a redshirt freshman. Major Harris was a redshirt freshman. And if you guys remember, Major Harris went 6-6 his first year at West Virginia. He was not great. Now, he came on strong at the end of the season, but he started off a little rough. So I just don't. And, with Pitt being Pitt's going to be good again this year. As bad as I hate to say it, I think Pitt's going to have a good team. I just don't think we should throw a true freshman into that situation. Coach Brown mentioned at a press conference that he thinks when you throw a true freshman in, sometimes if you throw a freshman in too fast, it actually hurts their growth. So, I would feel better about it if we had Green or Crowder in there game 1, to be honest. Nothing against Nico at all. I think he's the future of the program. But throwing him in there as a true freshman, if he's not ready, it could do nothing but hurt him and us. So I think I really stand by. If we don't get Daniels, I think Garrett Green ends up being our starter. I really do. Emory, what's up, Fishing Football? Yeah, Emory Jones. Joey, no problem, buddy. Go do what you need to do, man. I appreciate you helping out and for your super chat. But fishing, man, I don't know. JT or not JT, Emory Jones's interception numbers scare me a little bit. His touchdown interception ratio is not very good. It's no better than what we had last year, man. I don't know that I trust him. I think he's an upgrade from – I'm not saying he's not a better quarterback than what we had here. I think he is better than Jarrett Dagey, but I don't know that I trust him more than Garrett Green or Will Crowder, if that makes sense. And I think when you bring a transfer in, we're probably going to lose a guy to the portal. So I don't want to lose those guys for Emory Jones. I wouldn't mind losing them for JT Daniels, but not for Emory Jones. I don't think it's worth it. But the basketball transfers, let me get on that for a minute. Obviously, Sean McNeil hit the portal, so now we've lost Sean McNeil, Jalen Bridges, Isaiah Cottrell, plus two other guys earlier in the year that didn't play much. Sini Njai and Taj Thweet, I think were their names. We're looking at a couple big men. We got a 7'3" center named Bo Cure we're looking at, who's got us in his final five. We actually had a kid visit campus, a big man visit campus this past weekend. I'm going to find his name here. My good friend Ethan Bach posted in one of the Mountaineer fan groups. I'm trying to find, I don't want to mess his name up. I'm bad at remembering names. This is not what I wanted. That's all Voice of Motown stuff. Not in that group. Fede Federico, a commit. We got a kid named Fede Federico who's committed. Another junior college kid. He hasn't signed yet, but he is committed. And then he was named to the National Junior College All-America team, along with Patrick Sumanik, who has already signed with us. So we got two big men coming in. Oh, the one that visited's name was – he's a JUCO forward named Mohammed Wague, W-A-G-U-E. I'm assuming it's Wague or Wag. He visited over the weekend. Seemed to really be happy with what he saw. He said it was very exciting. The amount of stuff they have to offer is off the charts. He told West Virginia Sports Now. He's a 6'10", 200-pound forward. He's been a JUCO prospect that West Virginia staff has put a high priority on. He's from Bamako, Mali. He averaged 14.8 points, 11.9 rebounds, and 2.9 blocks through 35 games and shot 65% from the field. So it looks like he's somebody that can score the ball close to the basket, which is what we've been missing. He also went on to say, I really like how they are united. They do everything as a family. He's also received interest from Wichita State, BYU, San Jose State, and others. So there's one recruit we're looking at. And then we had the kid from South Carolina who visited. He's a guard over the weekend. Find his name here. Guys, I'm terrible with names, so I apologize that I keep having to look this stuff up. But I just can't – it's too much to try to memorize all this stuff. My memory doesn't work that good anymore. I know Ethan Bach covers all this stuff really good for West Virginia Sports Now, so I'll just Google him and find this information. Bryce Lindsey. Oh, that was March 16th. That ain't the one. That's not the one I'm looking for. Jimmy Bell Jr. is another big man we're after. Another JUCO big man. Now this cat, listen to this. He's 6'10", 280 pounds. He's been in talks with Coach Huggins, and we've offered him, and West Virginia has offered him a scholarship. Huggins told him he needed him to get the ball on the block. He wants a guy who can throw it down. He wants a guy he can throw it down to. And Coach Huggins told him he's very confident he's a guy who can do that. West Virginia assistant Ron Everhart has been in talks with Bell. He's a big man from Moberly Area Community College in Missouri. He's from Saginaw, Michigan. Played 2 seasons at St. Louis under Travis Ford. Played 50 games there, averaged 3.1 points and 2.6 rebounds on 49% shooting. But he's improved a lot since he's been at junior college, averaging 9.3 points, 9.1 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks on 59% shooting. And obviously, we know he'd be stepping up in competition at West Virginia. He's also heard from East Tennessee State, New Mexico State, Oakland, St. Louis, South Carolina, Temple, and other schools. So Hugs is going after some big men. I told you about the bowl cure. He's a 7'3" center. He's got West Virginia in his Final 5. And of course, Keedy Johnson's coming back. I am trying to. There's a transfer from Princeton. Coach Huggins is looking at a guard named Jalen Llewellyn as well. And he's getting interest from a lot of schools. So that kid must be a good player. A lot of the major programs are after him. And I just cannot find that article to save my life about the kid. Anyway, we had a guard. He's, Coach Frank Martin was let go by South Carolina, and they have a guard. I am in a hotel, Jonathan Lewis. Thanks for hopping on, brother. I'm talking basketball right now, but I'll go back to football in just a minute. I know you're a football guy. I was on here making fun of Kentucky fans, man. They're all up in arms about us getting that recruit from them, and they're making fun of us for it. They think they're the gods of college football, apparently. But anyway, this kid from South Carolina decommitted he entered the portal after they fired Frank Martin. He visited over the weekend. He averaged over 11 points a game. He's got 1 year of eligibility left. We would be his 4th school if he comes here. But, Frank Martin learned under Bob Huggins, so he coaches basically the same style. So I think he would probably fit with us if he likes that kind of coaching. And if somebody remembers his name, pop it up on the screen for me, please. Brent, you're right, man. We do have a lot of work to do. Kentucky is garbage. John, did you hear about that, man? A recruit trolled them too, man. He got on Twitter and put committed and put Kentucky's symbol up, and then at the last minute it's changed to West Virginia's. And their fans are pissed. They're making fun of us. I'm like, you're from Kentucky and you're making fun of West Virginia people. It's hilarious, man. I can't help but laugh. Oh, man. But anyway, back to what I was telling you guys earlier. I've not been doing as many college basketball videos because it screws up the YouTube algorithm. And my videos don't get promoted as well. So I'm going to limit the number of basketball videos I do. I'm not saying I'll never do another one, but if I do, it'll be strictly West Virginia related. And I'll probably only do one once in a while. Because my view count went way down. And since I went back to doing strictly football, it's went back up again. So I'm sure you guys understand that. 26 people on here. Everybody please hit that like button. 27. Hit the like button. Yeah, Brent, we got a lot of work to do. Let me see if I missed any comments here. I agree, Brent. Emory much better. Fishing Football says Emory much better than his stats, but I wouldn't lose a QB for him. Yeah, most teams are not going to be able to keep 4 quarterbacks on the roster, man. So I'd say if we bring a transfer in, somebody's going to leave. Josh Scritchfield says, I want to see how Green can progress. On me too, man. The videos we've seen, and I've even heard this from some of the media. He has the best arm of the 3 guys. It's just how accurate is he with it, and can he run the offense? I think he'll be able to run. This is just my personal opinion. I think he'll be able to run the offense. I think he'll be able to run Graham Harrell's offense because Graham Harrell makes it really simple. And he basically tells them to throw. He tells the receivers to go to where there's the most green, and that's where the quarterback's to throw to. I mean, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. They finished 24th in basketball recruiting, and Alabama finished 3rd. I've been destroying them in groups because of that. Yeah, they're not as good as they say they are. Even in basketball. I mean, they're better than what – listen, they've been better than West Virginia the last couple of years in both sports, but historically in football, they can't touch us with a 10-foot pole. I mean, I had the numbers to prove it. I mean, yeah, they do have the one national title, one that we don't have. But the only reason we don't have one is because we've had terrible luck. We've had a lot of bad breaks, man. And that's not, I mean, that plays a role, but it's not, and I'm not saying that to make excuses, but it does play a role. That and he's going to let the QBs run, Matt. Yeah, I think he'll let them run if it's there. I think he'll scheme around his around what he has on as far as personnel. Biggest position concerns for me, Brent, are defensive back. Man, we're so thin back there because of all the guys. Mainly because of the guys we've lost to the portal, and then now we've got St. McLeod, who obviously he had. Unfortunately, remember he got stabbed a few weeks ago. So he's out for the spring. They say they think he'll be back for the season, but he's going to miss all of spring practice, and he's only a freshman, man, or a redshirt freshman. So he needed this spring practice. He really did. So now he's going to be out for the spring. So he's so that puts us even thinner at that position. So we did. He needs to get at least, in my opinion, he needs to go get at least 3 defensive backs out of the portal. I don't know this guy he brought in, this Cox kid. I said I think he'll play bandit. Some people were saying they think he'll play spear. I don't know where they're going to put him. I know he does seem small for a bandit, but man, the bandits we've got now are not that big either. So I don't know if he's a good enough pass rusher and he's strong enough. They might put him a bandit, but maybe they won't. I don't know. But whatever they're going to do with him, we need at least 3 guys from in the defensive backfield, in my opinion, because of all the talent we've lost there. Or all the guys we've lost there, I should say. I think the talent we have is better than what we lost. We just lack the experience. But I'll tell you guys something else. The best thing to disguise, if you want to, I guess that's the right word, a weak defensive backfield is a really good defensive front 7. And we're going to have I think our defensive front 7, I guess it's 6 in our case. He runs a lot of 4-2 stuff or 3-3 stuff. But I think West Virginia could have one of the top defensive front 7s in the conference this year. I really do, because all of our front defensive linemen are back. Dante Stills, Akeem Mesidor, two studs. I think Taj Austin's going to have a big year this year. You throw Lee Kuba in, the new JUCO kid in the middle linebacker that they're raving about. Then you've got Lance Dixon. Lance Dixon was either a 4-star or 5-star recruit when he went to Penn State. I don't know if people realize that or not. Heck, I didn't even realize it. I was on a live stream with Travis Kenobi the other night over on Mark Rogers' channel, which, by the way, guys, y'all please go subscribe. If you haven't yet, please go subscribe to Mark Rogers' West Virginia channel. We're trying to get that up to 1,000. Even if you're not a West Virginia fan, just go hit the subscribe button over there, man. We're trying to get West Virginia football, on the map, so to speak, or, more respect across the country through the Voice of College Football Network. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. Is a big deal. Don't forget about Russell, 300-plus pounds. Oh, yeah, Hammond Russell. That's another one. But, yeah, Mesidor's a stud. I think Tyler Austin has a big year. We've got the Russell kid. Or the guy, I should say. Outlaw College Football's got me stop saying kid. But anyway, because they're not kids, they're grown men now. But you've got Sean Martin. They say he's improving. You've got Jalen Thornton. You've got Jordan Jefferson. We've got some studs up front. And then and as far as the linebacker, back to linebackers, Lance Dixon, the 4 or 5, he was a 4 or 5-star coming into Penn State. Went there a year and then transferred to West Virginia really fast. Really came on at the end of the year. We've got Avery Lowe, who's, he's a 5th or 6th year guy back this year. And they say he runs pretty good. So I like what we have at our front 7. I really do. And so hopefully that'll help cover up the inexperience on the back end. Give those guys time to grow into their positions, so to speak. And I would like to have I think they need at least one more wide receiver as well. A lot of highly rated guys getting old enough to do damage. Yeah, I agree. And I know, guys, bottom of my screen says recruit punks Kentucky. I did not copy Golden Blue Dude. I really was planning to use that before he put his video out. I promise. Sometimes he and I have the same ideas. It's funny. But it is what it is. But this is YouTube creation is kind of a copycat business anyway. Critchfield says Lance last year was a stud on special teams, and he came on at the end of the year. He did, man. Once he got comfortable with West Virginia's defensive schemes and everything, he really come on. And now this year he'll be able to play without thinking. He'll just be able to play. And I think Coach Leslie and Coach Brown, they all seem to be really high on him. So I think he may surprise some people at that weak side linebacker spot. And I'll tell you, if Josh Bartlett can play every game the way he played against Virginia Tech, he's going to be almost unstoppable. I mean, that game, what, he have 3 sacks at least, maybe 4? He was in the backfield on almost every snap, it seemed like. If he can do that more frequently, Cat'll be hard to stop. And I think that's what Coach Brown's looking for. He wants him to be more consistent. So I really like our front guys, man. I really do. We're old up front too, which is good. But I tell you, I don't know. I may have drank the Kool-Aid again, but I'm really excited about this team. I'm a little nervous about the quarterback position. The last time we had a quarterback battle like this, hey, Pete Digits, Finkel is Einhorn. What's up, man? Thanks for hopping on. The last time we had a quarterback battle like this was back in 2013 or 2014, and that was the last time we had a losing. That was the only losing season Coach Holgerson had here. So, and he ended up picking Clint Trickett to be the starter, if you remember. And Clint Trickett had just got here. He didn't get to Morgantown until like summer. So, and he ended up being the starter. And he still didn't know the offense. He ad-libbed everything and was just better than the other guys. Browns and Beers, 7-5 with 1-1 against the rivals. Get Neal another year? I say yes with a young QB. With JT, I don't know. Yeah, Browns and Bears, I think 7-5. If you beat, I think it depends on how the team looks. If those 5 games were games they should have won, then maybe not. And yeah, being how we look at the quarterback position may play a role in it. But I think it just depends on how that 7-5 looks, man, to be honest. If it's 7-5, but yet you can still see that we're a much better team, then yeah, he'll probably get another year at least. Plus his buyout is big. He's got a big buyout in his contract. I don't know if they can afford to fire him. Special teams is going to be better this season with the new punter and kicker. Going to help. I think so too, Brent. I like that kickoff specialist we got out of Florida State. Coaches are good salesmen, aren't they? We all drink the Kool-Aid, unfortunately. Yeah, Thomas, I do, buddy. I did last year too. I do every year, I guess. What's up, Dave's Fat Ass Food Reviews? That's just so funny to say. Do you think Frazier can get first team Big 12 this year? Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. I tell you what, he may end up being in the conversation for All-American this year. I think he's that good. At least maybe a second or third team All-American anyway. He's a stud, man. Everybody that's on here that hasn't yet, please hit the like button for me if you don't mind. Get this video pushed out on YouTube. Has anybody heard anything? I was messaging with my buddy Outlaw College Football earlier, and he said something about they were calling for possible tornadoes in Alabama. Has anybody heard anything about that? I'm a little bit concerned about my buddy down there. Glizzy says this season will be exciting, very exciting. I'm still sticking between 8-4, 9-3, 10-2, possibly. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think 8-4 is probably more reasonable. Nine and 3 is probably our ceiling. I don't see us doing 10-2. It's possible now, but I just don't see it. P. Digits, Couz, and Joey Lynn J. He's a quality back for the Mountaineers. Yeah, man, I'm excited about him. Yeah, that's right. You're a Clemson fan, aren't you? I'm really excited about him, man. We've not had a home run here at running back in quite some time. And that cat, that's what he does. I think he told Coach Brown, I heard an interview or something, he told Coach Brown, if you give me the ball 3 times, I'll break at least one of those for a long one. So the kid's got confidence in himself. And I like that. Scritchfield says, my brother played with Zach in high school, so I got to watch him practice. They say he's a man among boys. It's a crazy cold front. It's nuts in northern Kentucky right now. Do you think we'll beat Oklahoma this year? We need to beat them first time. Yeah, I'd love to beat them, man. And this, they are coming to Morgantown, which is good. So, yeah, I think this is our year to get them if we're going to get them. But I do like what Oklahoma's got building there, guys. We might better thank our lucky stars that they're leaving the Big 12, because I think Brent Venables is doing something special there. I've actually got a video getting ready to come out very soon on that. So I don't want to ruin the surprise, but I really like what Brent Venables is doing at Oklahoma. What do you think of the left and right tackles changing spots? Think it'll help? Brent, I don't know. And they say it will, because apparently Wyatt Milam is left-handed. So that's a more natural spot for him. They said the first day of practice he struggled a little bit, because it was a new spot for him. But they said once he learns it, gets comfortable there, that it'll come natural to him because he's left-handed. The only thing I'm concerned about is if Nico would end up being the starter and him being a left-handed quarterback, wouldn't you need him on the right side? But there again, I don't see Nico getting the job anyway. And maybe that's kind of a read between the lines way of telling us that Nico's not going to be starting. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into that, but and I tell you what, that right tackle spot, Jordan White and I think his name is Jaquay Hubbard are giving Brandon Yates a run for his money for that starting right tackle spot. Flynn J gets a crease later. Venables is Clemson 2.0 for the Sooners. Yep, digits, I agree, man. Matt Lane, yes, 100%. Nashville will be the right tackle versus Pitt. So who's they going to put at right guard? Not Lane. They going to put Jordan White at guard. How do you feel about the Final Four? Anybody but Duke, brother. Sick of hearing about Duke. White right guard. Yep. I like it, Matt Lane. I like it. I do not like Duke. I don't really want to see Kansas win it either, but they are a Big 12 team, so I guess it wouldn't be all that bad. You guys are going to have a conversation I'm not privy to. Everybody, please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Sorry, I'm messaging somebody. I'm supposed to be doing an interview here tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern time, but I'm not sure if my person I'm supposed to be interviewing is going to be available. So, Golden Blue Dude's bracket is busted. Hey, dude, mine was busted. No kidding. I did a bracket. I've never had this happen before. I did a bracket. I was in this group that did a bracket through ESPN. And I literally, after the first 2 rounds, I literally have 0 points. I've never seen that happen before. I have 0 points after the first 2 rounds of the tournament in that bracket. 0. I've never. It's I don't even know how that happens. How can you miss that many on that many teams? I can't wait to see what Graham Harrell brings to the table. Dude, I'm excited, Big Dave. I'm really excited about Harrell. I can't wait, man. I think our offense is going to look like it did under Dana Holgorsen. That's what I think. Because I think that air raid offense is just I think it's just – I don't want to say it's – I mean, it's obviously defensible, but I think it's one of the hardest offenses to guard to play against. I think you basically have Dana Holgorsen style but somebody who pays more attention to detail maybe than Dana does. So it's kind of a blend. So I really like it. I'm excited because I think the defensive side of the ball will be fine despite our youth on the back end, because of what we have up front. But yeah, the QB position is critical, Brent, and that man, I'm telling you, it's critical. Can't win big time college football without a good quarterback. At least a good quarterback. We have a Canada and Europe and Australia pipeline going. Yeah, we do, don't we? Wish we had another Will Greer. Yeah, I think JT can be kind of like that, to be honest, if we can get him, if he can stay healthy. That's the question. I do like the fact that he's visiting us last, I think. But I read an article that Oklahoma State's in the mix for him too, along with another school, not just us, Missouri and Oregon State. So I don't know that we might have more competition than we think. And I did read an article too that he really liked his visit to Missouri. So we'll see. Depth on both sides of the line is key, and early on the offense, I think we need to be able to run the ball between the tackles. Behind an experienced line is critical until the start. Yes, Chad, you hit it on the head. That is why I think having a young quarterback may not necessarily kill us, even though it makes me nervous, because what is a quarterback's best friend is a running game. And if all the pressure is not on that young quarterback to play well, and he can rely on his running game, then it will make his job a lot easier. It will open the field up for him. And I really like that. And I think our running back, if you guys saw the video I did in the running back room, I am stoked about that running back room. I think we are loaded with talent at running back this year. It'll look more like Rich Rod's offense than Dana's starting out. Maybe. And I'm okay with that too. Hell of a pipeline in Cincinnati. Yep. The kid we got commit from today proves that. I think JT is saving the best for last visit. I hope so, Glizzy. I'm really hoping that relationship he's got with Graham Harrell will be is what will seal the deal. And if he can see our facilities, the upgrades they've done there, how passionate our fans are. I mean, I read somewhere, and I don't know if this could just be a rumor, but I read somewhere that he's wanting a $1 million NIL deal. Now, that doesn't sound like JT Daniels. What little bit I know about him, that doesn't sound like his MO, but who knows? Sorry, guys, I'm messaging my guy here. I'm not worried about the QB position. I would really like to see Nico get a year as a backup to learn and develop. Same here, Daniel. I want JT, but I'm not panicked by Green or Goose. That's pretty much how I feel, Daniel. If he comes, I'll definitely like to have him, but I really think one of those other guys can get the job done, especially with Graham Harrell's tutelage. West Virginia could get another one for this class out of the same school. That'd be cool. What are your thoughts on the basketball team in the future? Whew, Jay Glizzy. I hate to be a negative Nancy or Nelly, whatever you want to call it, but I don't feel real good about our basketball team, man. I know Hugs is going after a lot of JUCO guys, and he's even said himself that it takes JUCO guys at least a year to be comfortable. He don't have a year. So why is he going after so many JUCO guys? I don't know, man. I'm a little nervous about that. Because you want my honest opinion, this might be blasphemous to say, but if Hugs has another losing season, man, it might be time to move on. I mean, 2 losing seasons in a row is, to me, not acceptable, and that's part of the precedent he set there. But I mean, Beeline got that rolling, and then he's finished it. But because that would give us 3 losing seasons in the past 5 years, or past 5 years, and I just don't think that's acceptable. Not in today's climate. But there again, I've also been an advocate for Hugs to be able to walk away when he wants to, but I also never envisioned 2 back-to-back losing seasons either. So, yeah, me too, Browns and Bears. I kind of expected that. Didn't surprise me in the least. That's probably one reason it didn't bother me too bad, because I knew it was coming. I mean, there was nobody left on the team that he came in with. He and Keaty's played 2 years together, but I don't know how close they are, and everybody had left him. So I didn't expect him to stay around. I wished he had of. Easy to learn Press Virginia. I don't think Sean's cut out for Press Virginia, man. If that's what you're talking about. But now, if you're talking about the JUCO guys, maybe. When he doesn't want to play hard, I agree. We got to get back to that gritty style of play, man. I hear the turnover isn't because of Jose. I hear it's Harrison. That could be the typical Western gossip. Yeah, I mean, Harrison's been there the whole time, though, Daniel. So why would it just now be an issue? If Uggs retires later on, who will take his job? I know we will take a big steps back. I don't know if we would or not. I think it depends on who we get as a coach. There's a lot of good young coaches out there, a lot of them. But it might be tough to, especially if you bring in somebody that coaches and especially today with the portal the way it is, you bring a new coach in, he could almost rebuild in year one. It seems like it's easier to do in basketball, which I guess it's easier to do because you got less players. The guys that were on there are soft. Well, Brent, I pretty much called out Isaiah and Jalen for being soft because they're leaving because they're not happy with their position. Bloody freaking dog, man. Play the position the coach needs you to play to win. I just don't understand this selfishness that's going on. To me, it's completely selfish to want to play because that's best for you. I wasn't brought up that way, and I have a hard time wrapping my head around it. The 4 stars just don't work for us. We need to overlook guys like Tariq Phillip. Bingo. That's why he's after JUCO guys. I think the guys with nothing to lose. The press is coming back. Man, I hope it does come back. I really do. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see the press come back. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just texting this guy. Yeah, Press Virginia. I'd love to see it back. The only thing I know about St. Peter's is they're from Jersey City, New Jersey. You know what? What I realized, I was watching a clip when we played at Kentucky in the Elite Eight. They were announcing the starting lineups, and somebody posted this on Facebook the other day. All 5 guys in that starting lineup were from the New York or New Jersey area. All of them. But see, when we moved to the Big 12, he stopped recruiting as many of those guys because it just wasn't a fit. They don't want to. If they're from New York, New Jersey, they don't want to play in the conference where they're going to Texas, and you know what I mean. So I think the Big 12 hurt us in that regard. It kind of took away that pipeline we had to New Jersey, New York kids. Well, guys, look, I got to jump off of here. The guy that I'm going to be interviewing is ready for me, so I'm going to hop off of here. I think this is going to be a pretty good interview, you guys. Grant, that has to be a joke, man. Please tell me that's a joke. Is that a joke? Because that will not be good. If they did that, I think they done it just to spite the fan base, I'll be honest. Man, holy crap. You had me going. Because they are after those guys, I think. Dan, you're right. It has ruined basketball. It is, buddy. It is all changing. Well, guys, I got to run off of here. He's waiting on me. I appreciate everybody hopping on here. This was a really good live stream. Appreciate all the participation. Appreciate all you guys' support. And hopefully I'll be able to do another one of these in a week or two. Signing off, guys. Have a good night. Let's go Mountaineers and Q Country Roads.